Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give my reaction, give a short review today about the Batman Long Halloween trailer that was just released. This is a book. This is a Batman book. I mean, the Long Halloween is a classic. It is just such a staple. This Batman graphic novel, original comic book run, but graphic novel as it was released in, has pretty much influenced every single Batman movie that's been released since the book was published. Chris Nolan certainly drew quite a bit from it. Zack Snyder thinks he drew from it. The Arkham games certainly drew from it, and so forth. If not drawing specific story elements, then at least drawing the feel. One of the things that this book got so right is the noir feel that should be in a Batman universe, and it did it very, very well. So it's a classic Batman graphic novel, and it's one that historically anyway, we've been calling for some sort of good adaptation of it. And I get kind of sick every time, I even heard Matt Reeves saying that he's drawing a little bit on it for his movie or whatnot. Stop it. Enough of just drawing inspiration from it. Do an actual adaptation of it. Now, this is what this animated film is claiming to be. I'm not looking forward to this animated movie at all. And there are a number of reasons. I see, there are good things I see about it, but I see a lot of problems even in this trailer. And it's not just that, it's the tried and true reputation that Warner Brothers Animation has. DC Animation is just, it's DC in particular, these animated movies, they just haven't been able to do anything good for quite a long time now. Ever since they started pushing the New 52 animated universe, the quality of their films just plummeted. That's one. New 52 died. That failed in the comics and it was ended. But for whatever reason, somebody in the DC animated department decided they were just going to keep going with that. And it was ridiculous. And it's one thing for them to make their silly Throne of Atlantis movies or whatever, or cover story arcs that happen in the New 52. That's garbage. I don't know why you keep that crap around. And when it's clearly failed, it's no longer in the comics anyway. But they just kept on doing it. But then they did what I think is the unforgivable. They started adapting incredible comic book runs, classic comic book runs, iconic runs within the New 52 universe when they never were that way. So, for example, they did the Death of Superman, and people were saying, "Oh, they finally did a good two-part Death of Superman where they really do the actual story and they don't just try to fudge it together like Doomsday did." I will watch Superman Doomsday any day over that garbage Superman, Death of Superman animated film. They tried to do it all out in a two-parter or whatever. It was the New 52 Superman. And people say, no, it was just the costumes. No, it wasn't just the costumes. I don't care about that Superman. He could die 1,000 times in that movie. I'm not going to shed a tear. I don't care about that guy. He's garbage. He's not Superman. They still had the romance with Wonder Woman. They didn't sell it. They can't sell it. It's like the storytellers involved at DC Animated Universe don't know really how to tap into the iconic essence of these characters. Even when they ended the New 52 DC Animated Universe, finally, right? It's like, okay, 10 years later, you guys got the clue? They finally ended it, and they came out with Superman Man of Tomorrow. And people were telling me, oh, you gotta watch Superman Man of Tomorrow. This finally is our Superman. I didn't want to watch it. Fan Man told me some things about it that, I said, that's a deal breaker for me. I have no interest in that. But somebody actually sent me the DVD. I was like, oh, all right. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to watch anything people send me. So all you weebs, just hold on to your anime DVDs. I'm not watching them. But this guy sent it to me. He'd been asking me about it for a while. So I'll watch it. No, that's not the iconic Superman at all. Yes, they gave him back Trunks. Yes, they tried to put these little touches in there, and at the end of it, they try to sell it like, oh, see, he's our inspirational Superman hero. No, you didn't earn that. It didn't earn that. You still got this Ma and Pa Kent who are, telling him, oh, you shouldn't let people know who you are. You should just kind of hide. Don't let your powers out there. Be scared, be afraid. It was this garbage Zack Snyder, Jonathan and Martha Kent. You can't have Superman if you don't have iconic Jonathan and Martha Kent. Then it tried to be all Dark Lord and edgy. It really did draw, a lot of inspiration from Max Landis's garbage American Aliens Superman story, which is just awful in every respect. That is not Superman. Max Landis can talk all he wants about the character. He doesn't understand him clearly. And this movie drew a lot from that. It's awful. I mean, you got Superman appearing buck naked in front of Lois and everything. He's like, no, come on, Who defends this garbage movie? I really don't understand people who've tried to tell me that this is the real iconic Superman. No, it's not. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. So, Batman The Long Halloween is the very next offering from DC. in this new animated universe or continuity or whatever they're doing. To my knowledge, as of right now, as of today, I have yet to be able to ascertain, I don't even know if they've released it or announced whether it is or not, whether The Long Halloween is actually set in the same universe as Man of Tomorrow, or if it's just kind of one of those one-offs. Because occasionally, even when they were doing the New 52 animated films, they would do some sort of one-offs, like they did the Dark Knight Returns films or something like that. But they eventually stopped doing that, and they eventually just started folding it all into the New 52 universe. They did Batman Hush. Are you kidding me? Batman Hush, this wonderfully iconic story, and they butchered it. They butchered it to death with their New 52 garbage. They just completely wiped out Tim Drake from the entire film. They shoehorned Damian Wayne. No one likes Damian Wayne. He's the worst written character ever. They shoehorned him in there instead. They've done all this stuff. Honestly, I've gotten to the point where I just don't care about new content from DC, whether it's animated or comics or whatever. I have got them by Gaslight, the animated film back there, and I still haven't watched it. That came out years ago. People tell me it's good. Maybe I'll get around to it one day, but I don't care. I haven't watched the Batman Ninja Turtles one. People tell me that's really good. I just don't care. Why would I gamble? My time is too precious to gamble on whether or not Warner Brothers actually manages to pull something decent out of their hat. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with the tried and true stories that I love and go do other things with my time, because DC has proved to me. They've proved to me time and again that they don't want my money. You shouldn't have to lower your standards to the point where you turn over your hard-earned money and it's a gamble as to whether you're going to actually get something you like or not. No, that's ridiculous. Hush was the real nail in the coffin with that. So all signs point to probably The Long Halloween is going to be in the same continuity as The Man of Tomorrow. Now, I can't say that for sure. I don't know. As of right now, I haven't been able to find any specific clear announcement. It might be that they're kind of holding off just to see how it's received, to see if they want to do it like that or not. I don't know. If it is in the same continuity as Man of Tomorrow, that's a sure sign that it's not worth watching at all. I don't want to spend time in a DC universe that has a Superman like that. I don't want to spend I don't care if it's a really cool Wonder Woman story or a cool Batman story told. If it's in that same universe, I'm not interested. It's the same thing with DC animated live action. People, when the first Wonder Woman film came out, oh, you should really go watch that. No! First of all, you're wrong. It wasn't a good movie. Second of all, it's still in the same universe. I'm not interested in spending time in the same universe. I'm not going to go watch a Shazam movie that's in the same universe as the garbage Man of Steel and so forth. So the same thing with the animated stuff. Okay, so that's the kind of big picture and general stuff. Now let's talk about the specifics that this trailer does with The Long Halloween. Yes, or a couple good things, okay? We do see the Batman with the trunks on. That's great. Batman should have his trunks on. He should have an iconic costume. At least with the trunks. They still made it blue and gray instead of, they made it black and gray rather instead of blue and gray, like it is in the comic, and that's the problem. They gave him shorter ears, which is a problem considering Tim Sale's specific Batman costume design here. But, he had trunks. They are making it a two-parter, and The Long Halloween is a very involved story. I mean, you can see the thickness of the graphic novel there. It's good that they don't assume that they can try and squish this whole story down into one film. But that's really where the good stuff stops, right then and there. Let's talk about the obvious that a lot of people have seen. First of all, the look of the film. And this is another thing that makes me think they're going to put it in the same universe as the Man of Tomorrow film. The animation is just so gross and generic. It's so cookie cutter. It's like straight out of a computer program or something like that. And, that's not always bad. It doesn't always have to be, something stylized or something like that. But Tim Sale is a highly stylized artist. He has a very distinctive look. Let me try and find a good spread or something like that in here. With his Batman and his Superman, his Batman has got crazy long ears. He really is quite the noir storyteller visually. He uses a lot of big sweeping 1-to-2 spread images. Trying to find out. I had a good image marked, but then I just dropped the book, as you saw a second ago. So this probably isn't the best one, but you can see that Batman. First of all, blue and gray and yellow on the belt. They're going to suck all that out in the movie. But those long ears. You see the style of art just in general. It's very stylized. The Joker's got this huge maniacal large grin. The Riddler, this is just, it's a style of art that I don't expect anybody to be able to animate. You know, it's almost like Alex Ross. Like, you wouldn't expect them to be able to animate an Alex Ross, you know, Kingdom Come or whatever in the exact style that Alex Ross, you know, uses in art. Understandable, right? But they could do better. They didn't even try for this trailer. This trailer shows us they didn't even try. Even the Dark Knight Returns animated film. You know, Frank Miller, and I don't like the Dark Knight Returns comic. I don't like Frank Miller. I hate his art. But his art's very stylized, right? It's very specific. You can tell when it's Frank Miller drawing. In that animated film, you can tell that's animated art based on a Frank Miller film. You know, they tried to weave in his style. They didn't even try to do that with Tim Sale's art here. And it's really a shame. I am going to, shortly after I post this review, I did a pretty in-depth analysis of The Long Halloween a while ago, years ago, and I've actually cut that out and made it its own little video as an in-depth analysis that I'll post right after I post this review. So it'll be coming here shortly after, and then I'll link it in the top there. But I'll give you some images you can really see better than me just trying to hold open a book. I put some images on the screen that you can see the art. It's stylized in Tim Sale's. The point of that, anyway, right? For Batman to have the long ears is because the detective, the archetype that Batman is, the hard-boiled detective archetype for the superhero, they have to have visually something about their head that makes it larger, because that's their superpower, their intellect, right? So traditionally, Sherlock Holmes has that weird cap on. You know, he's known for always wearing that cap. Edgar Allan Poe's Monsieur Auguste Dupin is usually drawn with, you know, the huge hair, you know, the wavy hair or whatever to make it look sort of overly dramatic head. And then likewise the Joker, what is his most, see Tim Sale's very much a caricaturistic artist. So he draws the Joker as just all smile. Is like his smile is surreal. Like, I wouldn't expect him to literally put the Joker's style or design into the Batman Long Halloween animated film, but at least nod to it. At least give us some sort of indication that you're taking inspiration from Tim Sale's character designs. The film doesn't do that at all. It just pushes everything into a generic cookie-cutter look. It's horrible. Then they actually put scenes in the trailer. I'm already seeing scenes that aren't in the graphic novel. I just showed you. You've got this much of the graphic novel, well over enough content to make 2 full movies out of, and you're still going to add scenes? Now, I get it. It is 2 different mediums, so I'm not expecting a panel-by-panel, you know, shot-for-shot take in the film. You do have to change some things around to adapt to the different medium of storytelling. Totally understood. So if certain scenes have to be cut or certain have to be a little different, that's fine. But I'm seeing completely new different scenes, like completely new different ways that Batman meets, you know, these different characters and whatnot. No, there's no cause for that whatsoever. And that tells me that they're playing the same fast and loose game they played with Batman Hush. Or even with Gotham by Gaslight, you know, putting Catwoman in and stuff like that. Again, haven't seen Gotham by Gaslight yet, but still, they haven't learned any kind of lesson there. They're just taking the ideas. They're not really giving us the adaptations, the on-screen adaptations of these wonderful classic stories that we want. They're just taking the ideas of these stories. They're hiding behind the titles and the momentum that the titles are going to give them, and trying to do their own thing. I have no desire to see the Batman Long Halloween animated film. No desire to see it of my own accord. I've yet to decide if I'll watch it to do a more in-depth review and tell you all the stuff they actually did get wrong with it or whatever. I don't know. But this trailer is horrible. This trailer's horrible. I haven't been this disappointed since I saw the trailer for The Death of Superman, and I saw, oh man, they're doing the New 52 Superman. Who cares about that guy? I don't care if that guy dies. That's not Superman, you know? It's DC animated films just can't do something right. I don't know why. It's ever since the New 52, and they used to do so many wonderful things. You know, I'm going to do a rewatch on my channel very soon of Superman vs. the Elite, which is a wonderful adaptation of the What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way comic book. Wonderful adaptation of that, and it is an adaptation. It cuts some things and embellishes some things, you know, to make it a good story in a film form versus a comic book. But it's wonderful. The spirit of the story is absolutely there. The spirit of the character is absolutely there. This Batman Long Halloween, I don't trust the people working at DC Animated anymore. I just don't trust them. I think the last DC movie that they made, that I saw anyway, that I thought was probably any good, was probably Assault on Arkham. and that was because it was in the Arkham universe of the Arkham games universe, so it was a different thing. But yeah, I'm not excited about this at all. And I had to speak about it because everybody's asking me about it because I'm a Batman guy. And specifically, I've talked a lot in my channel, for those who followed me for a long time, about the Batman Long Halloween graphic novel. This is a classic. It is a true classic graphic novel. And I'm going to go ahead and link, as soon as I get it uploaded, I'll link in the, I guess it's going to be over there for you, the link to my in-depth review and analysis of this, which I do have the images up on screen for you. And I'll tell you exactly why this is such a pivotal, iconic story of Batman, how it's influenced him since then, how many ways it gets the character right, going for that pulpy noir, yet maintaining the true iconic gothic detective that Batman is. I don't trust this movie to do any of that. Even if it does, though, why couldn't you have gotten the visuals right? Why couldn't you have... I don't trust you, DC. I don't trust you. You've lied, cheated, and swindled too many times. I don't know why anybody would trust you.